Hi guys, good evening, and can you confirm you can hear me? Hi guys, can you confirm you can hear me, please? Good evening. Can you just write type that you can hear me, please? Okay, good. Okay, guys, good evening and welcome to. Okay, I'm still many years. Thank you, guys. Okay, guys. Okay, let's fire on. Okay, okay, guys. Good evening and welcome to this NLNG test coaching session. Organized by JarusHub. For those of you who are aware, who are not aware, JarusHub is perhaps Nigeria's most, one of Nigeria's most resourceful career resources platforms. We've been existing for more than 12 years. And this is indeed the third time we are coaching for NLNG in the last 10 years. We did coach for NLNG 2015, and thankfully a good number of the people we coached got in. The one they did again in, I think, 2022 or so, or 2021. The guys we coached got in, and we believe that it's not going to be different. As we believe that by God's grace, a good number of people we are coaching, we eventually find themselves in NLNG, like those we did for in 2015 and those we did for in 2022. So guys, we ordinarily don't do test coaching because test is not something that you can teach anybody to do within just 1 hour we're going to spend here, or 90 minutes. But notwithstanding, you can give tips that can help you. This is a free session. For those of you guys who make it beyond, who make it beyond tests and get to interview session, we have a more robust package for that, which involves my team and I traveling all over Nigeria, Lagos, Abuja, and I think Port Harcourt, some other places, to just have in-class session with people that make it to interview stages. Clearly smaller numbers, and we believe that at that time we have a more robust session. Of course, that one has to be some form of comes with with a fee, but this one is a free session, and it's going to be focusing on tests. Again, test is not really, but you can give you tips, can give you things that can help you, that can enhance your chance, and that's what we'll be doing tonight. So my name is Suraj Jarus. I am the lead trainer for Jarus Career Resources. I have my team who work assiduously to make sure that I will give the best value to people. Okay, so we're going to start with NLNG. I think it's important for you guys to know, even though it might not be relevant to the test, but I think it's very important for you guys to know about NLNG. Especially those who do not know. So NLNG is a gas processing company. It's not an upstream company. Probably you should know that it is not an upstream company. It's not like Shell. It's not like Chevron. It's not like the upstream guys, Total Energies, and all of those guys. It's a midstream company in the sense that it buys gas. It doesn't produce oil, right? It doesn't produce crude oil or crude gas itself. What it does is it buys natural gas from these guys, processes it, then exports it for international market. Okay. And why do you normally have to process gas? Okay, because imagine you want to transport gas from Nigeria to America, via the ocean. Gas is ordinarily transported with pipeline, right? Use pipeline to transport gas. Right? But imagine, are you saying you want to do pipeline all over, the ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, all of that? So the need to so that necessitated the need to convert the gas into another form. Okay, convert to another form, which is called liquefaction. Turning it from gaseous state to liquid, and using vessels, ships, to now take it to your destination. That's essentially what NLNG does. Converting natural gas into liquid form via a process called liquefaction. It compresses it, and also makes it easy for transporting and storage. That's entirely so they do that, and they export it to international markets, and they make a good money. Perhaps Nigeria is the most respected company when it comes to when it comes to that. But let's go to the object of the day, which is subject of the day rather, which is a test. So you guys have been informed that your test is going to be SHL. So I mean, that's good enough. Okay. SHL is perhaps it's not the toughest of tests, to be honest with you. Maybe I think personally think it's a little bit tougher than GMAT. Okay. GMAT is more, relatively more straightforward in my own view. But SHL is in between, it's intermediate, not as tough as, let's say McKinsey's PST or even Dragnet test, not as tough as that one. I mean, but maybe a little bit, my own personal view, tougher than GMAT. So it's intermediate in terms of toughness, my own personal assessment. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid that people write this test, people pass it, and one thing I can assure you of is that NLNG is a merit-based company. Okay, don't forget all people that will tell you that you cannot get a job in NLNG. I mean, this thing I'm talking about. I mean, I did it in 2015, 10 years ago. Guys got in 3 years ago. We did another one. People got in. So forget about the naysayers. Forget about the people that tell you, you can't. Nothing can. Forget about it. Proceed. The worst case that will happen is that you don't get the job. Okay, I mean, if whether you did not apply or did not do anything, or you applied but you don't get in. I mean, you've not lost anything. I mean, if you apply and you get in. I mean, it's if you do not apply at all, it's not apply. I mean, I don't think it's tougher than Darknet. I mean, I don't think SHA is tougher than Darknet, but that's my own view. It's okay. Okay, so again. As a company, I mean, as people that are quite familiar with these processes, okay, we probably will be sharing our tips to you, okay, with you, so that they can help you to, they can help you. Some of the tips we'll be sharing with you can help you to, can help your, your chance, can boost your chance of getting these, passing this test stage. A lot of people have been invited for tests. A lot of you guys have been invited for tests. So it's something that we believe that people that cause this test, perhaps I think this test is most important. Okay, I think this test is the most important. And I mean, for many people anyway, interviews, is a matter of just speaking English and all of that, and how do we answer. But for tests, it's more it's more for tests, it's more it's more difficult for a lot of people. A lot of people find struggle with tests. So if you can scale the test, I mean, I think that's the stage. Somebody say I've never passed a teacher test in my life. Don't worry, this can be your first time. Okay, guys. So let me run you through things that can help you. No, now they've confirmed that this test is SHL, right? So we know that one is out of the way, right? Okay, so likely areas. So SHL has different, advise you on the types of SHL to focus on numerical, those two, then deductive and inductive reasoning. Okay, I mean, those are the common SHL formats, that companies in Nigeria tend to use. Okay, but if you have all the time in this world, you can practice other things like different format. But generally, we advise you to just focus on numerical, verbal, and inductive, and inductive as much as possible. Now, for numerical, it's about number, right? Table, graphs, word problem, simple arithmetic, ratio, and percentages, right? You get it? So it's majorly about tables, like so they can give you tables and ask you from that table you deduct. I mean, you from the table they ask you some question from the table. Okay, like so you need to be familiar with things like average, average, ratio, percentages. All those things are basic mathematics, right? Basic argument, things we were taught in maybe primary school and even JSS1, JSS2, JSS3, and so on, right? But these things come handy in this kind of thing. I mean, they're not going to ask you calculus. They're not going to ask you geometric progression. I mean, maybe they can ask you geometric. I mean, something like, some sequence, right? But it won't be something that complicated. So essentially, be familiar with how to interpret tables, graphs. Word problems, another thing that's very, very common. Word problem. If it takes one person, 2 hours to drive 24 kilometers, right? How long will it take the same person to drive 40 kilometers? Okay, I mean, at the same speed, or maybe half of that speed. Okay, so that's called word problem. Interpreting something from words to mathematics, right? Then ratios, percentage, all these things are very, very. However, it's not very, very complicated. It's about thinking, not something that is very, very complicated. No, adding something that's quite complicated. Okay, you're still probably going to do one or two things on that again. Verbal, for verbal, passage, things like passage. You want to test your understanding skills, because as someone, if you work in an organization, you will, you need to understand the problem you want to solve, right? You need to understand, you need to be able to communicate, you need to be able to, summarize things, right? So that's essentially what they're testing. So they might give you a passage and ask you to, they now come up with a sentence and ask you to determine whether that sentence is true, false, or cannot say, okay, based on the information given to you, okay, based on that sentence, I mean, based on that short passage, okay. To pass this, you may just consider, I mean, some people will go and start from reading from the question before the passage, so that once they get to what's the name? So that once they get to what's the name? To the passage, once they get to that point that answers the question, they can easily. Sorry, I mean, I thought this thing. I mean, I think this thing. So okay. So, I mean, so it is very, very important that you guys are very. I mean, you guys need to. I mean, revise that. What do you call the verbal part, right? So verbal essentially tests your comprehension skills, right? They test your comprehension skill, right? So this thing is very, very important. We're probably going to do one. You can do one together. You can do one. People that are asking whether this will be recorded. Yes, now. I mean, live is automatically recorded. Okay, so you can share the link to you. I mean, you can just come to this JarusHub. What's the name? JarusHub Careers. Page on YouTube, and just go to live. You see it recorded. I mean, so it's automatically recorded. Okay. People are asking how much. Somebody's asking how much does NLNG pay graduate training? One of the best in Nigeria. Like, I mean, so that's not even for debate. One of the best in Nigeria. Okay, I mean, some of the guys that got in a couple of years ago are probably already pricing houses for me for them to know how good they are. So so I mean, so we're talking about so I've talking about it. So so numerical, table, graphs, word problem, simple arithmetic, ratios, percentages, all those things, are very, very important. So if you have the time, probably just revise all of those things. Okay. People tend to make one mistake, that if you read something to interpret it for the mathematical part, right? For example, somebody says something increases by 70% or something increases by 20%. What that means is that value, if something increased by 70%, it means that value times 1.7. That's what, because that value times 1.7 is the same thing as saying something increased by 70%. If they say something reduces by 10%, that is mathematically 0.9 times that value. So those small shortcuts that that can help you. If you are familiar with it, all these things may help you, right? If they say somebody is 10 years old, okay, somebody is 10 years old. I mean, another person was born 5 years after him, right? After the person, it simply means that person's age plus 5. When you're trying to interpret to interpret that thing in some mathematical format, right? Okay, so all these things they write in, I'm talking about numerical now, right? All these things they write in big grammar. There's a way they can be simplified. So if you go back to revise your ratios, percentages, tables, graphs, all of those things, they can help you here. For the verbal part, okay, passage understanding. Again, if they give you the type that comes as say yes, no, or cannot say just means that the information on that in that passage it's not enough for you to conclude. If it's enough for you to conclude and it says yes, and you think that what that sentence is correct, I mean, you say that statement is correct, you pick yes. If you think that you have sufficient information on that passage, okay, that it is not correct, you pick no. But if you think that there's no adequate information to proceed to conclude, then you say you pick the option that says what's the name? Cannot say. That's one form. So then inductive and inductive reasoning is another thing that another section they come. So this one requires thinking. So you may look at it this way. Sequence. If they ask you something that has to do with sequence, like once you know the patterns, the pattern whatever you are studying follows, then you can use it to extend it to maybe something is missing. You can use it to determine what is missing, or you can use it to, if it's a matter of extension, you get next in the sequence. Okay, so now what do you think we should do before the test? So we personally advise you to go to shh.com. Okay, go to shh.com or Google free SHL test practice. You're probably going to do some of the things there, right? And practice questions as much as possible. Before the test, go to shh.com, Google free SHL, or probably go online and Google free SHL test practice. You see questions you can practice for free. Most of them require you to just register, which is fine. I mean, there's no harm in registering. Okay, that is very, very important. Another thing you probably need to do before that day is you need to get your laptop handy. I would not advise you use mobile phone. Use laptop, except it is totally, because it is totally unavoidable. That's when you can use mobile phone. I will advise you get a laptop. If you have to borrow, whatever you have to do, please get a laptop to work on. Okay, it is better experience via a laptop. And whatever laptop you want to use, if you are using a laptop that you are not familiar with, please, you want to borrow, get familiar with that laptop, so that you're not finding, whatever it is like, you're not a little bit familiar with that laptop, right? So advisable to practice on a laptop rather than a mobile phone. Be familiar with the laptop you want to use. Get your Wi-Fi ready and make sure the area has good network. If you need to leave your house, if you are living in an area that doesn't have good internet, please, for the purposes of this test, move to an area that has good network, for that day, so I can concentrate. Okay, so these are the tips that can help you before that day. Practice by going to shh.com or go see free practice question. You do it, or just go to Google, type free SHL test practice and practice question. I advise you, even though there what's the name? There are paper versions too, but I advise you to just practice directly online so that you are already familiar with that situation, with that condition. Imagine if you practice the paper version, it might not really, it might be thrown off guard if you start practicing on that. If you get to a situation of having to do the whole thing on system, so it's better you start practicing on system. Whatever practice you are making, use on system, so you're already familiar with it. Again, get the laptop you want to use handy, charge it, and make sure it's well charged. If the laptop has a battery problem, make sure it is already connected. It is permanently connected to power source. Okay, then get your Wi-Fi ready. Before before going for the test, before starting the test. Then during the test, the first thing you have to do is that read the instructions. Don't assume. Don't assume that because JarusHub has told you that it will be 30 questions in 20 minutes. You now do not bother to read questions again, to read the instruction on that day. What if they change it? So don't you have to read the instructions, because no matter how well you prepared, no matter what you've had, you have to read the instruction before you start. Please don't joke with it, so that every single thing you have to read the instruction, so that you are already familiar with it. So that you are not, because sometimes some people just come to they've told us is it's going to be everything is going to be this, so they just so instruction is very, very important. So read instructions, don't assume. Another tip on that day is that don't spend too much time on difficult questions. Guess and move on. If a question is taking too much time, just use elimination. It can never be this and this. It can be this two. Let me just take one and go. Because imagine spending 5 minutes on one question, okay, and getting the question. That's maybe it's 1 mark, right? But that 5 minutes that you spent on one question, you may not be able to finish it. Now, that 5 minutes can be spent doing 3 questions, and let's say you get 2. So don't spend too much. Don't use the whole time to solve one question simply because any question that is proving difficult, that's taking too long, just get and move on. Okay. So then beware of poisonous low-hanging fruits. There are some questions that are put there just to trick you, right? Just to trick you. Some questions are there to trick you. So, for example, 45. Let's say 45 is the answer. They can put 45, they can put 54. Because they know that some people can just mix them up. So make sure you look at, if possible, look at all the options A, B, C, D, and before you choose. Except you are 100% sure. Like don't make mistake of, because there will be some questions. So it's a multiple choice question, right? There will be some options that be deliberately made to be close to that, to be close to that answer, so as to confuse you. Beware of such low-hanging fruits that are poisons. Okay, so I think we can practice somebody said, is calculator allowed? Is pen and paper allowed? I personally think it will be extremely difficult. It will be extremely difficult to do SHL without use of pen and paper and calculator, because especially the mathematics part. Okay, so I think they should allow calculator. I think they should, because I think they should allow calculator. Forget our negative marking. Except they expressly tell you negative marking. Except the expected negative marking, don't do any negative marking. In fact, you can't even go to the next. You can't even go to the next one without picking anyway. So it's not a matter of just bypassing the question. So I think you can. I think they will allow calculator. The question, what I don't know, is whether the calculator that will allow will be the calculator that is on your your system, or But I think they should allow calculator. I think they will allow, because I don't think it's the mathematics are not it should be a little bit difficult to do those mathematics without my calculator. Okay. So somebody said that this calculator on the screen. So there'll be calculator on the screen. So you can probably use that. Okay. Then is that somebody said Steve? Which I agree with. So I think paper is also, because paper because you might need to jot things down, especially for the mathematics part. Okay. So yes, paper should be allowed. You can't write. It's not, the time will not even allow you to cheat with paper. What are you? So you should, you can get a blank paper handy, get a pen handy, get the calculator not too far from you, but they most likely provide you a system calculator. Okay, but you can get the calculator handy too. then please don't make the mistake of letting anybody come near you. You know it is poked out. They are watching it. The camera will come, record the environment too. So don't let anybody come and meet you when you are doing it. They can take that as cheating. So lock yourself in the room, or tell your daughter, your son, or your don't come and or your brother. You know, so or tell your brother, whoever, to go and you know to go and because it doesn't. If you get somebody, if you are giving the impression that somebody is dictating it to you, or you are using AI, or you are using AI copy question and on AI, it might be all those things. So don't give any room for anything that can make the the monitoring, the remote monitoring to give you to probably suggest that you are cheating or something. So don't have anybody close to you. Don't have anybody close to you. Okay. Okay. Don't have anybody close to you. Don't attempt to copy any AI or anything. Okay. But I think calculator, I think you have calculator close to you. Get the calculator close to you. Physical calculator close to you. It's not anything. It's not. I don't think. Anybody would disqualify from making calculator. For using calculator, okay, just get your calculator handy close to you. Okay. Avoid copying and pasting anything. If you are copying and pasting, it might give the sense that you want to copy it and use the AI to answer it for you. Be very, very careful. Okay. Be very, very careful, so that it doesn't give the impression that you are cheating, so because all of that. So I think we can practice one. I think we can practice one. I think we can practice one. Let's see if we can practice one. Let's see. Just all of us together. Let's see if we can practice one. Somebody asked me that if you know, yes, somebody said without choosing answer to the current question. Yes, most likely, yeah. You have to pick an answer and before it allows you to move to the next one. Just guess. If any question is put me difficult, just guess. So let me share screen and see if we can if we can okay. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, trying to see something. I'm trying to see. Okay, what are you guys seeing on my screen? What are you guys seeing? Let me get my team. Sorry, I'm trying to get my team. Please send me a message. Please send me to confirm that you can see. I want to you are seeing an empty screen. Can you see this Google? Is it what you guys are seeing? I think that's it. Okay, good. Okay, good, good. Okay, good. People are confirming. Okay, good. So you go to Google. Let's do one together. Let's just do one together. So let's go to the SHF website itself. Okay. So this SHF website, they have different tests. They have different tests. They have situational judgment tests, general ability tests, contact. Let's just focus on the ones that are. Let's do numerical, right? Let's do numerical. Let's just do one together, right? So that you guys we can have so take a practice test, numerical, take a practice test. And what can I do to avoid this, echoing of my voice? Okay, let's proceed. So if you don't have an account, you can sign it if you have an account. So signed up already. Do I want to can you confirm what are you seeing on my screen now? Are you seeing data protection note? Okay, I think so. Keep the volume. Okay, someone says keep the volume. Right too. Okay. Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that works. You guys are still hearing me, right? Are you hearing me now? Can you hear me? Okay, go ahead. Oh, so let's do this together. So somebody saying it's long. You want to get on and complain something is long. Okay. So let's do this together. I've confirmed I've heard and understood blah blah blah. Yes. All of these things are just okay. So quantitative ability test. So this one I want to do together is this 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You guys are going to be doing the video. I'm probably going to be giving you because if you do it by what's the name? If you do what's the name? If you do, if you go through the process, it might not, if I do the explanation one by one, that might take might not be my exhaust is 5 minutes. So you guys are going to do it, and I'll just be the answer you put on the screen. Okay, you guys, you can also use an opportunity for you to practice. So all of these to 25 minutes. Again, make sure you read the instructions, right? Please make sure you read the instruction. That one, the time for reading instruction does not count. So after each question, there are four response options. Blah blah blah. There's only one correct answer to each question. Click on the answer and you think it's correct. All the information you need to answer these questions is provided in the accompanying passage figures. Once you have answered, next. So always make sure you read the instruction. Please don't assume. Okay? So all of those things, let's say we read them. So now I have the question. And somebody is now looking at my screen now. Guys, so you guys should pick your people and be doing this. Anybody, whoever puts the answer first, people. So they say Janice has MBA and has been in school for half of her life. Carol is 35, 30 years old and started school later. Having only been in school for 5 years, if Janice is 4 years younger than Carol, how long has she been in school? So you guys should be doing and type the answer you get, and let me ask the question is because I have one. Okay. I've done this not to screen, so that when you guys type answer, I can see it and on another screen. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to be reading. So who has done this? Who has done this and who has done this? What's your answer? I wish there's a way you guys can talk from I read it. I'm trying to. So the question you're seeing on your screen now, um, the comments. Why? I'm going to read comments now. I mean, my team. Is there a way we can go around this? Is there a way we can walk around this? I'm trying to be able to because my screen is currently on this thing, and I'm not on the I'm not on the on the page that shows. I'm not on the page. Okay, so okay, people have chosen. I've chosen 13, right? So let's do 13. Okay, 13. Oh, this is even a sample question, Seth. I mean, this is even a sample question. Anyway, you've not started. So this is. So sometimes they give you the ability to even do a sample question that will not count. This is a sample question. So how was this done? How was this done? Let somebody has an MBA and has been in school for half of her life. So effectively, they are saying that. Effectively, they are saying that that person, the number of that person's age. Okay, that person's age, time spent in school is equal to age divided by two, right? That's the meaning of that sentence on Janice has an MBA and has been in school for half of her life. Meaning that person's time spent in school is there, right? Carol is 30 years old, okay, and started school later, having only been in school for 5 years, okay? 5 years. If Janice is 4 years younger than Carol, how long has been, So this kind of question, we know that Carol, is 30 years old. That was given the question, right? Given the question, right? So we know Carol is 30 years, right? Then you know that the other person is 4 years younger. That means our age is 26 years. We now know that Janice has been in school for half of her life, just divided by two, which is 13. I mean, this is what I'm explaining that makes it a little bit long. If I'm not explaining, I'm just thinking, probably will not take I mean, you don't take this long, okay? So this is another question that is also a sample question. Sample question, okay? So this one, I wish it can be a little interactive. Unfortunately, it's not interactive or something. Okay, so let's go to the assessment. So sometimes they give you that will not count, but you're familiar with how it works, right? So let's take the assessment first for the numerical. If I was using two screen, I would be hearing you guys answer something. Take the assessments. If you allow me to take it now. What can I do forward? Okay, it's coming. Okay, so the question is this: a new computer loads 70% faster than took the old computer 22 seconds to load one graphic and 9 seconds to load a paragraph of text. That's the sentence. If you are loading a document, with two graphics and one paragraph, how long will it take a new computer to load? So let me just take you through. So they say that the computer NC is equals to 70% faster. You can say 1.17 times old computer. 1.17, is the same thing as saying something is 70% better than the other, right? If the old computer, okay, takes 22 seconds, okay, for graphic and 9 seconds for text. Say if you are loading a document with two graphics, it means that what? Two graphics means that 1.17 on new computer, right? New computer means that 1.17 times, you know, times what? The other one is 22 seconds, right? So that means it is faster. Faster means that the new computer takes less time than the old computer, right? Less time than the old computer. So we know that it's 22 seconds for those computer, right? So what that means is that the old computer will be 0.83, 0.83, meaning that it's shorter. The new computer is shorter, 0.83 times 22, right? Because that's 100 minus 70, right? 0.83 is the same thing as something lower, right? Then times 2, because we are talking about graphics. Okay. Then the new computer also processes one paragraph for 9 seconds. Okay. So 0.83 times 9, okay, times 1, because it's one document of this. So if you multiply all of this together and you add them, that is the time it will take the new computer to load. So let me come back to your screen and see what you guys have chosen. I'm probably going to, because I'm not using two screens. Okay, so first and foremost, you guys should know that okay, so let me pick what this person has chosen. People have chosen different answers. Let me just pick one of you guys for 6.99. Okay. Okay, where is the question? 40.99. I mean, I wish I could, because I feel like I don't want to be switching you want to get up. You don't have to be doing that. So that's why I'm not seeing people's comments. Yeah, wait to do that. Okay, so it's not going to the next one now. Okay, it's going just slow. Okay, so this one, what's the answer? Which I can be seeing people's, I can have two screens, so I can be seeing the responses on the other one. So what's the answer to this? ABC Computer has 1/4 computers than its employees. In other words, 25%. If you divide its employees, by 4, okay, that's 1/4 of it. Computers. Then, three of that is the number of computers. You now use that to do this. Somebody has chosen 24, right? So let's do 24 and move on. This is slow. Ah. Okay, read the question yourself so that we don't waste our time. Jason is continuing purchasing a new machine to make plastic silverware. The machine produces 1,000 pieces of silverware in 2 hours. One box contains 50 pieces of silverware. And if the machine costs blah blah 9,000 pounds, $9,000, and runs for 24 hours a day, how many days will it take for the machine to make enough silverware to pay for itself? Okay, are you guys seeing? We're using two screens, so that so that I won't take the question away. Okay, I guess people have taken the answer. Okay, people have E24, 12.5, right? 12.5. Next, read this one at the supply of his store. I mean, so let's read this one and continue. Wish I could. I mean, I wish I could have two screens. I mean, because this thing met me outside, so I'm not doing this for my work station. Okay, so box of 75. Okay, this one, 2 bags of wheat, 2 bags of corn, 1 bag of oats weigh the same as 1 bag of wheat, 1 bag of corn, 5 bags of oats. Blah, blah. Okay, somebody says 7, 6, 12.5. I mean, okay, 6 pounds. Okay, if you back feed the measuring cup with 3/4 quarter. So was it 7/8 cups? 6, 7, 8. I mean, okay. Betty paints as fast as Dan, blah blah blah, working together. Dan and Betty have 2,400 square feet in 4 hours. Other employees who joined their painting team working together. Dan, Betty, and 2,000 square feet in 3 hours. If she works alone, how many square feet can she paint in 4 hours? 7 minutes. 2670. Okay. So this one is a table matter, is a table question. So you might probably need to have a to use, not like a plain paper and calculator. I mean, I think it's inevitable for the numerical part. Team D, let me think. D is what most people are taking, right? XYZ company purchased a new machine that's $50,000 and it's using the profit to pay it off. Profit in March were 7,876. If the profit increased 2% from the previous month, in 1 month will the machine become completely paid off? September. Okay. This. Okay. Has anybody done this? Team A. No. Is it program here or team A or something? Is it the same? What is the weather? I want to see whether we dey use glue. Team program B, right? Somebody that you guys have picked. Okay. It's one of the fast new promotion of 20% off the original price, which is $12. Okay. So when they say 20% off something, it means that multiply that thing by 0.8. Okay, that's what it means. Because it reduces, which is $12. So that means the original price. So that means this $12 is 50% of something. So the original price will be divided by that. Decrease by 168. Okay. So we see the answer. Computer monitor. This is another question. Time to manufacture 15 minutes percentage. Okay, I'll be using to so that I'm seeing the question and I'm also doing this. 9 minutes. Somebody said 9 minutes, so we go with it. Ah, no, now. Question 14. Model, nobody has solved it. Decrease by 600. Ah, you see, we don't leave that one now. Where this person is still they talk decrease by 600. D, right? People are picking D. Okay. Model D. Okay, let's move on. Okay. With 32770. I picked it. I took a more. Okay, question 16. 23 points. That's 50. Okay. Okay. What's it? 5 million. Now you took a always say 4.2. Let me see the one that has more. One person said 4.2. Another person said 5. Can them choose this 5? Most of you guys choose 5. You are done? Okay, we are done, right? Okay. So I think so we are done. I mean, it was done before time. We are done after 25 minutes. And okay, completed, right? So let's go and see the result in the I think they send the results to email. Okay. Are you guys seeing okay, yeah, we can go to so let's go and check this. They send the result to your email. They've done it there. Let's see it. Okay, so you got 67%. Even though it's a collective work, I mean, can you see the screen? Can you see can you see the screen, the results, or does it need to come to another? Okay, this is the result of this one we just saw. Okay, I think it's showing another screen. Let me share this screen. I think it's another Windows or something. Okay, so this is the result of the one we saw. 7%. All of even though it's a collective effort, I mean, but guys got 7%. So you got 12 over 18. I mean, you solved the two questions and you got 12. You missed 6. Okay, so you can use this website to what's the name to practice. Okay, or any other website. Just go to SHL, practice, register, and do it. So let's go and do verbal too. Okay, let's go and do verbal. Um, mm, so let's go and do verbal. But can you guys see? Can you guys see the results? Can you guys see the results? Can you guys see the results? 12 by 18, right? Okay. okay. Now, 12 over 18, 12 over 18, no. Not 12 over 28 to 12 over 18. So now score 67%. So let's go and do one. Let's do one. Let's do the verbal one. Let's do verbal one, right? So let's go back to the SHL page again. Let's go back to the SHL page again. SHL. Let's do the verbal one. So we'll go to verbal test, verbal reasoning test. Okay. Let me be sure you are seeing the right screen. So let me take you to that screen. The screen for the verbal. Let's do verbal. Okay, so let's do verbal. Sign in. Okay, I don't know. Okay, yeah, it is. So let's just, like I said, you sign in and you register and sign in. You sign in, so I can practice. Let's do one verbal. Let's do one verbal together. Confirm our next, Yes, we know. Continue now. This should continue now. Why is this network slow? Okay. So you come to the SHL. I mean, all these things. They take all this just for um. Let me assume. Yes. Okay. I mean, all this is just for the website information, not necessarily not part of the test. No, not no divergence. Okay. All these ones are no. These are just those ones are not mandatory. Device for that laptop. And all this is just for the website because they're giving you free practice, so they also take your information for their survey. So all these ones are not part of the test. They're just okay. You have seen the screen. Just wanted to be sure. Okay. So the following, other laptop, Unica can account this one. I prefer not to answer. I prefer not to answer. These are just these websites that gives you free practice. Just trying to give you, I mean, just trying to get your information for their own survey purposes. So they have the demographic of the people that take the test. The practice test on the website. I agree. I will take the tests honestly and without any assistance from others. You're using this to practice. So. Okay, so so let's do verbal. I mean, 90 minutes. Again, always see the instruction, please. Always see the 90 minutes, right? The expected time of this 90 minutes. Okay. We don't hear. Okay, so this is I think this is yeah. I mean, again, always read the instruction well, please. Your task is to read the passage and evaluate the statement directly below the passage according to the following rules. Select true if the statement will be true based on information in the passage. Select false if the statement definitely false, if the information in the passage. So you cannot say whether the information is true or false based on the information. But always read the instruction. That's very important. Please. Then read the rules, technical rules too. You'll not be able to go back to the question or change your answer. Once you have answered the question and click the button, don't go and be forcing your computer to go back and you just messes up. You must choose an answer before you can continue the next item, like I said. Do not use the back button on your browser. They may invite you. Just pick your answer, okay? So always go to read the instructions so that you don't go and shoot yourself in the foot. So let's start. Take the assessment. 30 questions. Hmm. 90 minutes. Yeah, I think they say 90 minutes, right? Third question, 90 minutes. Okay. So this one is loading. Okay. So yeah, they read them. Maybe now they read them and they give me answer. I beg. Maybe now they read them. Give the answer. So even report as one of the potential problems of global warming. If the production of greenhouse gases continues at the current rate, this will result in the melting of ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctic. The consequences of this. Sometimes you can use the option of first reading the statements you want to confirm and going to the passage confirm from, or start from the passage to here. I mean, some people do it fast and some people choose the option of so that when they come across what exactly answers it, they don't need to finish the passage before they pick the answer. Some first comes here, some first come here, understand what they are looking for, that's go here. I mean, so about some first read the passage, so it depends on the one that works for you. Doesn't matter. Some people are saying two, some people are saying false. I've seen many two, so let me choose two for you guys. Yeah. Where is this? Okay, where is this? Where are we now? Where is the screen? No, please, I don't see the screen. Where is the screen I'm sharing now? Okay, you guys said two, right? All the best. So you see the same passage. This time around to read. You don't need to read the passage before you come here, except you need to go and check something. Same passage is what you use to answer this. To cannot say. False, true, cannot say. You guys are stressing me. Let me pick the one that. Why is it difficult? My I'm trying to shuffle between thing and it takes me to another places. Okay, let me just delete this so that doesn't confuse me. Okay, somebody said, I mean, what's the dominant answer I have here? Cannot say. Cannot say if based on the information you have there, it is not, you can't determine. So this is another sentence. So this one is a new sentence. This one is a new sentence. Read it and determine whether that statement is true, false, or cannot say. Cannot say. False. Okay. You guys said false. Let me choose false for you. The same passage for this one too. So you don't need to read it to the end before you do. So let's have what you guys have to say. So I think false is the dominant answer. What again? Continue. This is a new sentence. This is a new, what's the name? Passage. Yeah, I think two is the dominant answer. Two. Continue. I cannot say it's the dominant. Go ahead. Okay. I'm seeing two. I think two is the most common. So let's go ahead. Okay, this one. Okay, two is the dominant answer. So let me pick two for you guys. Someone say must it be enough to pass? Well, I mean they want the best of the best. So I mean whoever can pass all of these things. So that's why they want to screen out people. By the time you now get to interview, you can now depend on force is the dominant for this. I'm seeing a lot of force, cannot say true. I think I'm seeing more force. So let me choose for you guys. Okay. Let's see, right? Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay. The answer is false. Okay. False. Okay. I think dominant answer here is false. So let's go for false. Okay. For this one too, I'm saying false as the dominant answer. Okay. This one, despite vehicle improvements and all of this, the mobile network will allow for drivers to ascertain the distance between their location and accident ahead. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of two, so let's choose two. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing false, so let's choose false for this. The new is a new passage, Wi-Fi technology, blah blah blah. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of cannot say. And false. So let's go for saying false. Cannot say. Cannot say. Yeah, I think cannot say is dominant. So let's go for cannot say. Yeah. Okay, this one. Which country shows awareness of the need to preserve bird species? Cannot say. I think cannot say is the dominant. Okay. Okay. To the slow. Okay. The report's main focus is on best species located in third world countries. Too long, not too long to read. I mean, that can read on the sentences. So you cannot say true, false. So I cannot say it's the dominant I'm seeing there. Okay. At 36. 4 questions to go, 4 minutes to go. The port's main focus is best species located. Yeah, I agree. This one is still on the screen. Okay. Next one. Student use of internet will be uninhibited by this new form of assessments. Okay, false. False is the dominant answer response. So false. Okay, we're waiting for some time. So you just make sure you have a strong network, and if you are using your phone network, make sure that somebody is not disturbing you on phone. Because that affects your your network. So this, unfortunately, only few people will make it to the. They've invited a lot of people first, so you guys need to be very competitive to make it to the next stage. So to interview stage, I mean, I guess you know, I don't know, but it might not more than 10 or 20% of the people that interview stage because we invited a lot of people. They invited a lot of people, so um, I'm sure they don't have the capacity to interview a lot of people. So, they might not interview more than 500. Up to that, it's close to that at all. And you need to be very competitive to make it beyond the stage. Okay, force is the dominant answer. Okay. Okay, so we have this question number 29. When you are doing this, always remember to be checking your NNPC is more NLNG is not NLNG is NNPC is more or less the NLNG work as a private company. So NNPC they don't, they are more efficient and they don't, they can't interview much people. So you have to screen a lot of people. This one, I guess it's what's the dominant answer I'm seeing there? I'm saying true. So let me pick true for you guys. I mean, we have 42 seconds to go. I mean, and 1 question to go. So sometimes I will advise you that if you see that your time is running fast. You can't begin just be guessing and just be guessing. I mean, go from here, and you can't even finish. Just be guessing. I mean, it's even blank. You're not complaining. So networkers. So the last question there. So what is it? The future is impossible to conduct, blah blah. So let's see whoever speaks first. Two. Okay. This one is two. Okay. So it has ended. Okay, so it will send the report to your, I mean, this test will send the report to your, what's the name? To your email. So let's open the email. So this is the I'm going to check our own email. The email we are used to register it. We've come to check it, see whether we have to see whether we have whether we received it. Where received. Okay. Okay, now you received. Okay, I mean again, okay, we have it. Let's open it and see what the result is. Okay, for the Baba, 50%. So you guys score 50, 15 over 30. And 30% scored, you got 50 correctly, and you missed 15. Oh, we are not even seeing the. Let me, this is it. You guys got 50% in this Baba. Okay, so this is just to show you how this thing works. It's not necessarily, but SHS. So go to this website, practice as much as possible, and in the Baba, you guys got 67%. So the quantity you guys got 67%, right? So you guys should as much as possible try to practice all the shortcuts and all of practice, and ultimately, when you have the opportunity to write the test itself, you're better prepared. So I would advise you guys to go and practice. SHS does not have current affairs, except they don't current affairs. Don't waste your time on current affairs. SHS does not have current affairs. Except the team that normally sometimes keeping their current affairs. Okay. Does the question change? I cannot tell. I mean, I cannot tell whether the question will change or not. It's them too. Once I just give you just the template, place for you to be able to, okay, oh, this type of question they ask, how do we handle it? And all of. Okay, let me now be saying, um, you know, SHL is not, current affairs is not, people that is not on current affairs for SHL. People just reading the questions first. I mean, I think so too. If you read the question first and go to the passage, it might feel like you can easily spot it. But personally, I naturally tend to just read the passage first. Because you can use one passage to answer two or three questions. Okay? Some people actually start from reading the passage. Some people, when I was growing, for some people used to just start from reading the question, then go back to the passage. I mean, fine. Yes, as questions similar, yes. I mean, you guys are only trying the same test. Same test for everybody. The same the SHL is the same. It's the same. It's not like why it's not like you know, it's the same for everybody. What do you guys mean by technical requirement? Was that anything like that? Was the difficulty level increased? Like, no, no. All questions are preset. So it doesn't matter. All questions are preset. It is just verbal and quantitative. I mean, they said SHL. The popular questions in SHL are verbal and quantitative. However, you may also go through cognitive and inductive reasoning too. I mean, just go through them too. Can't do everything tonight. You pick an answer, can you change? You can change before you click next. But once you click next, you can't go back again, and it's not. Don't be forcing it because don't think can crash. Once you click an answer, you can change it as much as you have not. Before you click next. Once you click next, you can't go back again. Except but all these things can vary. That's why it's always important to read the instructions that day. Don't come with the prescribed instruction that just have told us this. So we've heard about this. I think has told me this. So no, read the instruction on that day. But most times you can't go back. Most times once you go forward, you can't go back. The test that you are doing mechanical tests. I mean, they told you guys you are writing SHL, you know, just stick to SHL, what I'll be doing. Go to SHL website, all those things are what people keep saying technical requirements. Somebody should type what I mean. I've told you guys, I've said what they want you guys what they want to you guys email. I did not see anything that says, what I saw is in reading the question first. What if the follow-up question is for the same comprehension and you always already passed the page? No, no, no. The comprehension will always appear on that page. It will be repeated in as much as whatever comprehension you are going to be repeated on that page. Exactly. Tech government is not the device now. I mean, I don't know why people are talking about it, but tech government is not a student type. It's just for you guys type of compute the type of like specifications of what what's the name things like the what's the name all the browser and all of those things. They're not it's not the type of test or anything. That's just like an advice for you on things, the type of gadget or the type of web browser that can help you to to navigate better. It's not necessarily something. I mean, most computers can do these things. I mean, I did not do anything to my computer with just the third one. So most computers can do these things. Okay. But if you are using those computer, probably have to just, make sure that these things are well checked. You can pick the day when to go and take it. I mean, I think so, yeah. I think so too. They already gave you eight, right? So I think they put it in your instruction that you guys can write it anytime on that date, anytime within that period. You don't leave your job now. You share your salary. Also add. Better continue to also add. Okay. You said we should download some things like JavaScript and some other things. Are they compulsory? I mean, I think it's advisable. To be honest with you, most computers will do all of those things. That all of those things built. Okay. I mean, most of computers it's not something they won't give you something so complicated. But for the avoidance of that, can get anybody that is checking your network, you have to check your computer to make sure that all of those things are there. Okay. But I don't think it's something they won't use something so complicated that you not be able to, that your system, most systems be able to do it 100% of the time, just to be double sure. I think to be on the safer side, get your calculator by your side. Okay, just get your calculator by your side. Okay, to be on the safer side. So if they expressly tell you in the instruction that you calculator it, otherwise use your calculator you have by your side. Can I check and review the wrong and correct questions during practice? I'm not sure I know that. When somebody else, the NLNG retain graduate training after the program. This is a staff. You guys are becoming a permanent staff. It is a staff. I mean, not like they just call it graduate training because they know that you guys cannot be doing that work. No matter of you guys become a staff. Anybody that passes this thing, will not be job like you can we start the recourse for passing the test and interviews and getting into NLNG. Forget about it. You have gotten the job. I mean, it's not anything. We take the graduate training. This is a permanent staff position, please. What type of test in SHS side are we focused on? I mean, you can just verbal and numerical are also guaranteed, but you can try others too. General standard ability, or you can try others too. Okay. When the site submit when it's time, when I must click on submit, it will work by time. So as you are going, it doesn't care whether you spend one question or not. You keep going. It will type, you keep reading. Okay. When the time finish, you go to your question number 5. That's the end. Okay. But whether you click submit or not, automatically submit for you. Name of the site we use now. Just free SHL practice online. Take you to the site. At talentcentral.edu.shl or something. They won't think it's a phone when using calculator. I mean, the time is so. The thing is that yes, it is so short, but the time is so short that you even have time to just avoid copying anything because if you copy, like the person that you are copying and copy use another word that you are copying, you are putting a target or something. Avoid copying something. Yeah, you hear one best. Somebody greet me as deadly striker. It's not cheap, but a deadly striker. Correction. Assessment center is not now. I mean, you get to that stage. I mean, this is test. You are focusing on. My NLNG service ends in May 2026. If you eventually pass the test stage and assessment, we not having a certificate, don't worry, just keep going. Just when you get to that bridge, you cross it. Just keep going, okay? How many questions should you expect? I can't say. I can't say. Honestly, I can't say. The one we just did now, Papa was, I think, 30 questions. The quantitative was, I think, 25 questions or so. But it can be 60 questions. It can be, it can be 60 questions. It can be 50. It can be 40. It can be 80. It can be. Don't worry. I expect them to give you minimum of 1 minute per question. If they are giving you 60 questions, minimum of 1 hour. I don't think they will give you less than 1 minute because I mean they are quite reasonable. I will go back to consider questions before submitting. I don't think you have that opportunity to be honest with you. I don't be just read the instruction. They can tell you don't go back if they expect the right that you cannot go back. Please don't go and be you can be forcing it because the whole thing can just away. What's the next thing after test? I expect the next thing to be interview. We are going to coach you for interviews, but that one will be service, right? I'm going to sit down with you like we do for any guys, okay? Just try and because test is difficult to coach. It's difficult. Most of those things, you can't start teaching somebody ratio today. You can't start teaching somebody percentage. You can only say it that you done today. Do this, that, do that. But interviews, that's what that will require us to teach you like interview and all. So just try to go beyond the stage first. It helps you. I mean, after this stage, you can now talk about interviews. This stage is very critical. We use this stage to screen out a lot of people. Hope when you see a calculator, you think it's a phone. I mean, I don't think even for phone. I mean, it's not a. You don't have time to when you put the text and put it on your phone. It won't be. It won't be. It won't have that kind of time. So I mean, I don't think anybody will. Utilize it to use a calculator except they especially stay on instruction that I cannot use a calculator. Your laptop cannot download any of the personal requirements. Use a yes, calculator minimum, yes, calculator, paper and pen. Have them beside. Nobody can determine pass mark, please. Nobody can say pass mark. The pass mark can even they may not even use the pass mark. They can rate everybody. Let's say they invited 5,000 people for this test, right? 5,000 and write this test. You can just say we want to interview the top 500. You know, so even if the top 500 top at 70%, they can do a cutoff, or they can try to use a cutoff and say, oh, 60% or something. You can just rank everybody by their test score and just, say, we want to interview the top 500 or something. It is you write this. Is it beneficial to take the test early or does it matter? I mean, I think you can define your own to few days. I mean, let some people start their own first. Like, you can define your own for by a few days. I mean, if you want to, I mean, if you get feedback on the people that are writing the first day. So somebody say you should just download an updated Chrome browser. It helps. Thank you. I think so too. If your laptop can take the practice test, you should be able to do the test. I think so. Okay, guys, I think this is a good place to end it. So, guys, wish you all the best. Practice. Remember the tips I taught you. Remember those tips I taught you. Okay, practice, practice, practice before that day. You practice, practice before that day. On that day, um, you know, read the instructions. Don't assume. Read the instructions. Please don't assume. Don't spend too much time on difficult questions. Just get and move on. So all these things are very, very helpful to you, and I will wish you all the best. And when you guys pass test, then we'll now go to the proper coaching that we do interview that we put you guys in the class, we travel all the way. So I mean, we did for NFPC. I wanted our candidates go to NFPC, So try your best to pass this stage. And when you get to interview, trust me, very, very good interview. Interview with and by God's grace, a good number. I have that personal motivation to make sure that at least 50 people, 50 of the people I coach get to NNPC, NLNG rather. I have that personal resolution that this year I want to implement. I want to make sure that at least 50 people that I coach get into NLNG. NLNG will not recruit as many as NNPC. You know, NNPC is a bigger company, they recruit more people. For NLNG, we got almost 100 people into NLMG, NNPC the last one. NLNG is not going to recruit up to a lot of people. So I have that personal, I really want to see you guys to get to NLNG. NLNG is one of the best companies you can work. Trust me, NLNG is one of the best companies. You can change your life. If you get a job in NLNG within 3-4 years, forget it. You are doing well. So guys, I wish you all the best. You have that group open. You can at some point you open it for you guys to be discussed and share your information, but you don't want to for those sometimes of scammers do overtake it and just be sharing, information that are not that's why we have those groups closed, because you don't want those scammers to use the advantage and all of that. But when you get to interview stage, like just give like this to have a session, discuss session, we teach you what to say in the interview, what not to say. Physically, I'm going to travel all the way from Lagos to Abuja. Several motivations, and by God's grace, you guys are going to, get in. Of course, not all of you get in anyway, but hopefully, you guys will be among the people that will get in. All the best and have a wonderful night. Bye bye.